Hi, I'm Stacy Kenny Mitchell, and I'm here today to show you how to put together a vision board. Let's get started. First and foremost, of course, you need a surface to put your vision onto. You can do anything from a cork board, and I have a large cork board, 2 feet by 3 feet here. But you can also use something much smaller. I have a piece of foam core board, and I also have a smaller square piece of cardboard. So anything like this is fine. You could use poster board, any size, any shape, it's up to you. Some of the other tools that you'll need will depend on what you're going to use as your base. If you are using a cork board, then push pins are right in order. If you are going to be putting your photos and images onto poster board or cardboard or foam core, then Scotch tape or glue would be perfect. And either way, a pair of scissors will get you started. The other important factor to making your vision board, of course, are images. And I've gone through a large stack of old magazines and just ripped out or rough cut any of the images that I wanted to use. Some have words, some don't, and I've even clipped out a few that were all about the words. What images should you choose? That is completely up to you. When you go through your magazines initially, don't worry about making the perfect picture at that moment. Just go ahead and rip it out. If you don't need the entire page, then you can take your scissors and just give it a rough cut. And there you have it. Now I'm ready to go through my stack of images. I tore out way more than I know I'm going to need, but better to have too many than to need to search around. Now that I have them, I'm going to take the time to go ahead and trim them down to get the actual part that I want for my vision board. This is a great activity to do in front of the TV or listening to music. And you can just go through and cut away. I like all of that one. They don't always have to be straight lines either. On this one, I wanted just the clock to remind me about my time management. Sometimes I clip out things that I just want to save for reference. Not everything has to be perfectly rectangular. Sometimes it's words. Now that I have my images trimmed down, mostly, I had an awful lot of one-page images that I really loved. Now it's time to sort them depending on what aspect of my life I'm envisioning. So one of the things that I want to accomplish this year is offering retreats, primarily for women, a weekend, long weekend, or maybe even a week-long retreat at some point on different themes. So I have quite a number of images and words that revolve around that. So that'll be one pile. Then I have some personal goals with my health. I want to walk more, make sure I'm drinking my water, eating healthy, and so those I want to make into another pile. I have some additional business goals too, and I'll make a pile with that. Some of my images really invoke a feeling more so than a specific thing that I want to do. And a lot of those I'll group together. All right, now the next step is to figure out how to lay those out. I also have to decide whether all of these images are going to go on one board or if I'm going to do some separate boards based on some various things. I'm also, of course, not limited to images. I have a variety of doodads and stickers and things from the days where I thought I was going to scrapbook. Didn't do a whole lot of scrapbooking, but I have an awful lot of scrapbooking stuff. I also printed out the word abundance, which is my word for this year. It's my intention. And I definitely want to place that in several places on really every board that I do if I'm going to do more than one. Now we're ready to actually start putting our vision boards together. I've already done a small one for my personal goals. I actually had filmed the construction of this only to find out that my camera had not been recording. So I'm going to go ahead and make a larger one for my business goals for 2016. So I have my pictures all set out, and now I'm ready to arrange them. One of my goals has to do with not only eating well, but also the possibility of opening up a healthy food cafe. So that involves a lot of going from the garden to the table. Happen to find those words. We have a chef in a garden. We have a beautiful garden scene down here. And then, of course, a chef with a bowl full of fabulous foods. So I'm going to go ahead and put those down, group them all together in this corner down here. Another great garden piece here. Put that there. Move her over a little. Now, as I mentioned before, I wanted to make sure I had the word abundance on my board. So I know I'll be placing that somewhere as well. Another great image that I had is this beautiful large image, a very serene spa-like retreat area, which goes to a longer 10-year goal that I have. But I want to be sure that I'm working on it at least some every year. A couple more images that play into that vision as well. Another lovely picture. I love this one. What would you dream of doing tomorrow? Of course, I can dream about tomorrow, but I'm going to work on it today. There's a good place for my abundance word. All right, I still have a corner right up here that needs filling.
As I mentioned earlier, one of my goals was doing the women's retreats. And so I have this great picture with a group of people, women, sitting around, sharing a meal together. Some words to support that. Some more images, time management, how do you measure success, and a stress-free day. Fantastic. Well, my board is full. I'm pretty happy with the layout of things. Now all I have left to do is to actually adhere it down. All right, it's all together and ready to display.